a dream, gotta live a life. I ball in a dream, gotta sacrifice. I ball in a dream, gotta pay dues. I ball in a dream, you can win or lose. I ball in a dream, gotta live a life. I ball in a dream, gotta sacrifice. I ball in a dream, gotta pay dues. I ball in a dream, you can win or lose. This the dream, on go, whole team, taking on the best, wanna win everything. Practice taking your lumps, building up the regime. Coach taking command, how they running their team. Some won't play slow, some won't play fast. Only win by one, still a dub on your ass. Oh, we gon' whoop you by 40, having fun on your ass. I'm trying to see which player got a clip, let off the mag. Okay, the game done got analytical. It's beyond stats, it's some little things you don't think is critical. If the rest involved times, politics is usual. We still gon' talk about that cheat. So either way it go, you gotta overcome them odds. Gotta beat them odds, get the facts right. That's me and Jalen's job. Play hard, young player, when you get the nod. Respect the game, and you might see a check, man.
Welcome back to a Ball and Dream podcast. Here for a special episode. One that's near and dear to my heart. But this is gonna be our intro to the football season coming up. Y'all know some of y'all didn't think we was gonna do football, but we are.
Yeah, we ain't going nowhere.
But let me go and get the introduction. Let me get the introductions out the way. To my left, your right, you got Herman Gaines in the building.
What it do?
With us in spirit, Sterling Torrance.
Rich.
And to my right, your left, somebody very special and near and dear to me. He's a state champion. He has collegiate records. He's got a master's in counseling. He's got his own business. He's a friend, brother, frat brother. We got Brandon D. Green.
What it do?
Before we get started, I just want y'all to let y'all know, this is the guy that got me to play football in high school.
You're welcome. Wallinger and High, everybody else, you're welcome.
I think I've told this story before on the podcast, but we made a pact that if I played football, he played basketball. So I got a state championship and a state championship ring because of him. And that plaque, and that offensive player of the game, and that picture, and that. So he was supposed to get one of these pictures and one of those plaques and another picture like that. But he had some things come up. But this podcast is about him telling his story and letting the people know everything he went through and how he's gotten here today. So I'm gonna let you go, and we're just gonna jump in where we need to be.
Okay. Well, first things first. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in. Thanks to everyone who's taking time out of their day to listen to what we have to say in the stories and the messages that are going to be delivered. And we are going to have a great time. First things first, God is good all the time. All the time.
God is good.
God is good. God over everything is what I live by. Okay? Every single thing I do and how I move is because of God. Okay? That's the first thing first, and I have to get that out the way. That's why we are here and able to share our stories and spread love. Because that's what this is about. Okay? On top of that, I have quite a few shout outs that I want to give. I'm a very complex person, okay? I have a very interesting story, history. I've been around the block quite a bit. So to get the introduction to just who I am a little bit, because, you know, Jalen's my main man, and he's been one of my best friends since I was 14 years old.
We transferred in together almost.
Yeah, we pretty much transferred in together. So
legally, by the way.
Man, hey, Sterling. I know he had to throw that in there.
Legally.
You better clean that all the way up. No, I'm like, we like Interpol with that. Your ass under arrest.
I just want to give everyone just a little quick preview of what we're going to be talking about. Some things what we'll be talking about in the next hour and a half, maybe two. I'm a talker. I'm going to try to not overwhelm y'all, but this is my life story. I can't unveil everything in just this time frame. So my goal of today is to share my story, share my challenges, share the things I've gone through from birth until now, and everything that it has encompassed in between. And now to my shout outs, okay? Like I said, I'm a very complex person. We are in Bowling Green, Kentucky right now, for those of you who are curious. Bowling Green, Kentucky is just one place that I've lived of many places where I've played sports, been in different schools. So Jalen, he knows me. He's been trying to get me to tell my story and just talk about things, do a podcast for
2020?
For a while now.
At the minimum 2020.
For a while now. You know, public speaking and all that. So, a lot of people don't know who I was before I arrived in Bowling Green in 2008. And for those of you who do know me, you have had the privilege to see the aftermath of what I'm gonna get into. Okay? Now, I am the baby of 3. I have 2 older brothers, Chris and Thomas Green. I'm gonna give them a shout out because if it wasn't for them, when I was a toddler, seeing them play sports and being competitive with me, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at today. They've played more of a major role in my life than they realize. I gotta give a shout out to my parents, Thomas and Shonda Green. What up, though? My parents have been, everything for me, you know, from birth until now. And so, I come from a very tight family, okay? Born in Raleigh, North Carolina. Shout out to all my friends and homies and families in North Carolina. I miss y'all. It's been forever since I've communicated with a lot of you all. A lot of my childhood friends, childhood memories, those rich memories. I haven't spoke to them in a while, quite a few of them. But when I was in North Carolina, I went to, 4 different elementaries. I went to, just North Carolina alone. I started junior high in North Carolina, okay? But within those shout outs, I want to shout out essentially every city that I've lived in, every school that I've been a part of, and every team, that I've played a part of or whatever. Because to me, that's important. And I also just want to give a thanks and shout out to all of those who came before me. All of those players from every school, every city that I've been in, thank you, okay? Particularly in Bowling Green, because that's where I won my state championship in high school, where we won our state championship in high school. Where was I? North Carolina.
Yeah, okay. You ain't named nobody yet, but okay.
I haven't named nobody. That was a shout out. I already did my immediate family, okay? My
6
immediate
hours
family.
in, but
I know. My bad. So I want to give a shout out to Fuquay Varina, North Carolina. The very first time I started playing competitive tackle ball was really in Fuquay. So shout out to all of my friends. I don't know if y'all can hear me. Y'all can still hear me? Cool. Shout out to all my friends and family that I met and played ball with in Fuquay Varina, North Carolina. Um, I want this to go viral, guys. I want this to be shared. I want this to be given to, I want this to go viral because this is a story that can impact and affect everybody, okay? I want to give a shout out to Garner, everybody in Garner, North Carolina. That's where I first started playing flag football. That's where I'm playing flag football. So I'm gonna speed up my shout out process. Woo! I know. It's just some important people I just feel like I need to shout out. Certain schools, just so the audience understands kind of where I'm coming from a little bit. So
Hey, Green.
Yeah.
You do know you're gonna be back on the show too.
That's cool. I'm cool with
No,
it.
I'm just saying. I know you don't want to leave nobody out, but shit, man, you own them. So just like so your story is like you take your time with your story. You own.
Okay, bet. I'm gonna take my time, but all right. So shout out to all my coaches in North Carolina, all the schools that I went to. Let's see. Shout out to Lincoln Heights Elementary. Shout out to Fuquay Varina Middle. Shout out to Willow Springs Elementary. I can't remember the fourth elementary I went to. That was the first one I went to. But those are all the schools that I attended in North Carolina. And Fuquay Varina Middle School, I got a lot of memories in North Carolina, man. And, when you're in those puberty years, when you're 11, 12, 13, that age range, the age range that we essentially target and love working with, I've had a lot of changes, pivotal moves during those developing years, and I think it's important to talk about those things. So, moving from North Carolina to Arkansas, okay? I was born in 1993 in North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, okay? Transitioned to Arkansas, and I'll get more details as we go, okay? Transitioned to Arkansas when I was 11. I was in the 6th grade. And then when we moved to Arkansas, in El Dorado, Arkansas, good old L-Dog. It's hot. That good old Arkansas South heat ain't no joke. But El Dorado Wildcats, where I attended 3 junior highs. I went to George Washington when I first got there. And then I transitioned into Barton. No. I went to 2 junior highs. 2 junior highs in Arkansas. George Washington Carver. And then I went to Barton Middle School, where I played football and played basketball. And we'll get into that a little later. All right. And then I transitioned, my family and we moved from Arkansas to Bowling Green, Kentucky, which is where we are now, where we shooting live. We moved here officially in 2008, which was my 8th grade year. But we moved here, I started the 2nd semester of 8th grade.
Sometime in January.
Yeah, pretty much like January, February of that spring semester of my 8th grade year. I tell people sometimes I moved here my freshman year because I really was only here a couple quarters in junior high. But from there is pretty much where my young adulthood started to grow and evolve. Went to high school at Bowling Green High School. Shout out to all the Purples, man. I know football season's here, baby. Football season's here. So shout out to all the Purples, man. True to it, not new to it. Once a Purple, always a Purple.
Excellence is worth the effort.
That's what they say.
Excellence is worth the effort.
That's what they say until you. Hey, you been gone for a minute.
I've been gone for a minute.
I'm glad you know. It's a whole. It's a whole lot of dirty. He been gone for a minute. It's a whole lot of dirty tricks been going on.
We a public school.
The tricksters, the dirty tricksters.
We a public school.
So shout out to well, that's essentially where I moved to in Bowling Green, and then I went on to play blah blah blah. But that's pretty much the intro I just want to give, because you know I got a lot to talk about, and I'm gonna try to stay on track. I'm gonna try to
keep you on.
Ain't never. You can't say nothing.
Jalen moderator.
Look, I brought notes and everything.
That ain't gonna. That ain't gonna work.
Look, Jalen is one of my best friends, and he knows me, so he knows when I get to going on my tangents or. You know, I go left. Hey, bro, come on. You know, come on.
Little Sterling.
So, but honestly,
Look. But the thing is, though, it's the subject that you speaking on. A lot of people don't speak on it, so you got to talk about it in length, though. Mm-hmm. So you know, I'm gonna talk about the motherfucking devil in the room. Where everybody ain't get ready to talk about that.
Okay, that's true.
You want to talk about? Is that all your shout-outs? I just want to make sure you get all of me in.
My last few shout-outs, but the other ones wasn't really a shout-out. I kind of got...
Like a...
Yeah, I know.
Sidetrack.
I do want to give a shout-out to all my peeps and homies in Chattanooga right now, because that is currently where I'm living at. I do not live in Bowling Green. I am in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So shout-out to all my homies that I've met in Chattanooga. In particular, shout-out to Lighthouse Collective. You have welcomed me with open arms to... with Lighthouse Collective is I think it's a nonprofit youth mentor organization in Chattanooga. They do phenomenal work. If you've seen my Instagram page, I've posted videos where I've gone to their events and they put on for the city, for the youth. With, I mean, you name it, they do some of everything, and some of the work that we do as well. So shout out to Chris, to Ladarius, to all of the founders out there. All of the guys that I've connected with, all of the young players that are coming up in Chattanooga. Some of them I think hopped on my live, and so I hope what we talk about today can resonate with those guys as well. Okay.
Hey, Green.
Yes, sir.
We need to link up on that right there. That's a major play right there.
I'm telling you. So for those of you who can't see Sterling. When I'm not talking to these guys, I'm talking to Sterling, one of my frat brothers, a good friend of mine. He's on their podcast as well, but he's not here in person. So,
unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah. Some unforeseen circumstances.
Kids, man.
Which happens. So
I got a gang in my house, man.
Those are my quick shout outs, essentially.
We'll probably get to more as we get into the story.
No. I want to give a quick shout out to the American Heart Association. So if you've seen my Instagram post, when I posted it, podcast coming in 5, I added a lot of people, okay? And I added a lot of people I haven't even talked to. But I know what they do, and I know what type of work that they're in. And I added the American Heart Association. I am a member of the American Heart Association, which I will get into those. I added the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. What up, Coach Prime, out there at the CU Buffs? The time is now. You heard me, okay? Shout out to Reach the People Media with Darius. Shout out to Well Off Media with Dion Jr., Sanders Jr. I watch all of y'all stuff, and so dope. Where was I at? Where are we at?
Are you done with your shout-outs? Because I'm
pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much.
So we done with all that after 45 minutes to an hour.
Hey! I gotta warm up to this. It's been a while since I've been able to talk like this, and
No, so. But look,
hey, do I need to get the M&Ms over to your house, Mister? the kids done did something to you over there. All that coffee.
Hey, but now let's go ahead and get to your
Allergies,
story.
man.
Let's get into your story from birth till now.
Okay. From birth to now. Now, is there anything in particular that a direction you want me to go? Because
I have certain things in mind, like throughout your story, I probably won't hit on, but I'll probably pull you back in onto that. But I just want to let you go, and I'm not gonna put no restrictions on you today.
Okay. Well, I need probably some restrictions because I can go crazy.
Like I said, I'll pull you back.
All right. Cool. Well, the question you asked me was, where did I
From birth
until now. All right. I know.
What? I should have brought that in here.
I told you I got my popcorn.
Hey, nah, he just got that old man brain.
Hey, I do. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. Everybody on my feed right now, everybody listening, anybody that knows me knows I'm one of the probably smartest guys you'll meet. But I'm one of the most ditziest guys.
You're on the phone with you. Hey, bro, where my phone
I'm
at?
so airheaded. I be mad at myself. I be like, bro, what are you
Hey,
doing?
bro, you know where my phone? Hey, bro, you on the phone with
But
me.
you know what? I blame my mama. And,
Hey, we ain't gonna blame her.
and I know, but I love you, mama. But my mama,
Cause she told me you was trying to write a dictionary with words that should be but aren't, or
I mean,
He putting in his own words.
yeah, like words he thought should be in the dictionary English language. Oh, yeah, this should be a word.
All
Right?
right, man.
But no, let's start from birth because a lot of people don't know your story from birth.
Okay, birth. So, the whole reason why we are here today is because of my sports journey and the things that I've accomplished. And 1993, guys, I was born. Okay. For all of you all who follow me on Instagram and social media over the last few years or so, you've probably seen me put S-4-L. S-4-L. Foe. Not four. Foe. Okay?
Foul. Y'all hear that?
Foul.
Foul.
Foe in them. Okay? S-4-L. Okay? S-4-L for me means student for life. Okay? Since I came out the womb, all of us came out the womb, we have been learning. Life is our teacher.
He been a student since about 2014.
Now,
Don't let him fool you. He decided to become a student about 2014.
I get him though.
He was
I get him though.
He was an
I get
athlete.
him.
He was an athlete student before that. Then he was a student athlete about 2014.
that's true.
Nah, what he's saying though, most motherfuckers stop wanting to learn. They don't.
Exactly. Most
What he
people,
talking about, man? I'm 50, man, and Green get ready to teach me some shit when I get around him.
Hey, nah, bro. He probably started becoming a student about 2012. That's about 2011 when
About
our senior year.
2011.
That's when he started. He really came about 2014.
Yeah.
Because he got mad at me. Our senior year, after we won the state championship, I didn't care. I'm talking about our sixth period, which was...
You ain't going to school, no nothing.
Nah, because I had to go to school because I had basketball. After that, oh, God. I'm talking about, I'd come into our sixth period, which was English pre-college.
Come on, senior year?
Yeah. It was sixth period. It was our last period of the day.
Nah, we had crony.
That was English.
No, it wasn't. It was
The most forgiving person in the room is going to talk about...
It wasn't English.
Yes, it was. It was English.
Okay.
Because I only had 3 real classes. I had 2 math classes and the English class.
Hey, Sterling, you hear that?
Yeah, Jalen a smooth arguing ass nigga, man.
No,
That nigga
look. Senior year, only 3 real classes.
Yeah, I had what?
The rest is I guess I don't give a fuck.
I was
I don't
A for
give a
one
fuck.
period, and for 2 other periods I had electives that
Oh,
I
he
just...
got the bullshit though. But see, one thing I can say about Jalen is Jalen gonna learn by you saying he ain't on the motherfucker fall on his motherfucker face for nothing. Oh, you said that gonna happen? Oh, cool. I'm gonna go the opposite motherfucker way then. That's where he's smarter than a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I tested that because when that nigga came to me and talking about, man, I said, what class you taking? He said economics. I said, what he talking about? He talking about how to make money. I said, who money? He said he said the boss money. I said, yeah, that motherfucker's gonna teach me how to be a slave. So I gave that nigga a book, and when that nigga read that book and come back to me and said, hey man, that motherfucker been in there lying to me. I said, yeah, now you know how to beat his ass. So once I seen him apply that, I knew he was different than the little young niggas, the most little young niggas, because I told him something and he didn't. He walked through the fire to figure out if that shit was gonna work or not. He didn't say, "Oh, this nigga don't know what he talking about." He went and invested some time into that shit. And a lot of little young niggas don't do that. That's where the learning come in.
Yeah,
like. So I feel you. I feel you, Green. I feel you.
But back to the story. So this is what, sixth period. It's our sixth period with Crony. I come in like 30 minutes late into class.
All the time.
It's after the state championship and after basketball season's over with. Well,
you know his power.
Pretty much senior year after we won state, I don't think nobody cared anymore. I mean, to be fair, I had to care because earlier my
he didn't do me.
Earlier in my high school career, I didn't.
You fucked around. You fucked around, then you found out later.
He
fucked around and he found out later.
Yeah, he fucking around with the fuck around. Yeah, he won't fuck around all the time. Fuck around.
That's what's so beautiful about why I'm here now and why we're all here
now.
I'll
never forget that one time. I came in
you ain't fucking around with the fuck around guy.
I came in literally 30, 45 minutes late. I didn't even look at Crony. I turned the corner. You look at me like, bruh, what the fuck you doing?
Look, so the audience might not know this, but Jalen is hands down one of the smartest people that came through our class.
Facts. He's still.
Motherfucking black Jew.
Yeah.
Black Jew like a motherfucker. So, that nigga play dumb in the motherfucker on your head.
You know, Jalen, he just dumb book smart. You feel me? Dumb in a good way. You know? He just book smart like a mug. So senior year, like I said, I was trying to get my GPA up so I can get into college and play ball, you know. But Jalen, on the other hand, senior year, it was a breeze pretty much. I mean, I didn't have that many classes. I had maybe 3, 4. But the ones that I did have,
I took the extra math class, AP Stats, just because I was like, I need to feel something.
So he didn't really care coming to class late all the time. But this is after basketball. The teacher, shout out to Crone Dog, Miss Croney, Natalie Croney. I think she's at Warren East now.
Last time I checked.
You are the GOAT in my eyes. You're one of the greatest teachers that I've ever had.
Hey, thank you for not turning me in.
and thank you for being cool, bro. You feel me? Like,
hey, you hear that?
So to kind of get back
to
get back onto the S4L, guys, student for life, okay?
Since 2014.
Per se, all right? So, but the whole idea of why I created S4L, which is a co-ed company, okay, which is a counseling and education firm that I have created. I have not marketed and promoted a lot. It takes a lot of groundwork, man, and over the last, 2 or 3 years, I've put a lot of time and work into it, and all of that. But S4L for me, I am an educator first. And with that being said, I am a student first. I became a student of God, thank you, child of God, as soon as I was born, okay? But here's the catch about when I was born, okay? I was born blue. Blue. I said it. I was born blue because I could not breathe, okay? I was born with a rare heart disease. All right. A lot of people that are in Bowling Green or even to play ball with me growing up, they've seen some of the things I've gone through. But my immediate family, they can tell you how rough it was. Okay.
Hey, what condition was it?
I'm about to tell you. Glad you asked. So the heart condition that I have is called tetralogy for low. For all you math majors, tetra is 4. Okay. So in my case, I have 4 heart defects in one. It's a very complicated heart disease. It's a congenital heart disease, so I was born with it. Okay. I'm not here to give you all a medical, lecture, but I will do my best to educate you all, to inform you all of what my diseases I have currently and things I was born with. Mostly starting off with my heart. Okay. Are you gonna say something?
Yeah. So how many surgeries did you have at birth?
So tetralogy for low is essentially I was born with a missing pulmonary valve, pulmonary artery. Okay, but if you understand how the heart works, you have oxygenated blood that shoots down, and then you have rich blood, and then you have the deoxygenated that comes back up. So kind of like a circular,
like a filter.
Like a filter. Like
yeah,
a flow,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with my heart condition, I was born without that valve to where my blood could shoot through, into the rest of my body, lungs and everything else. So that's why I was born blue. I wasn't getting any oxygenated blood. Okay. And so it's funny that years later I became a Sigma, royal blue and pure white. Thank you. Because I'm like, I feel like been blue.
You can't see nothing but blue.
I can't see nothing but blue. Shit, I was born blue, literally. So when I say S4L, it means from birth I have been fighting.
So how many surgeries did you have since we got on track?
So I've had a total of.
Well, I want to know because we probably gonna keep you out life. But
okay.
When you first was born, how many heart surgeries did you have?
Okay, so when I was first born in Raleigh, North Carolina, okay, I was actually flown to Chapel Hill, okay, in North Carolina. Chapel Hill, shout out to the Tar Heels. Chapel Hill is where I undergone my first open heart surgery, okay, as an infant. I think I was about 3 weeks old. They put me on a machine and stuff so I can breathe and all that. I was 3 weeks old when I had my initial surgery, okay, to repair that valve. So because I didn't have that valve, they put in what they call a shunt or a pig valve, okay, artificial valve essentially. And but the thing about it is that valve doesn't continue to grow, and over time it tends to wear out. Calcium build up, the blood flow, the valves start to thin, so I've had to get it replaced. Total of 4 times. Well, yeah, 4 times. But open.
So you had your chest. So you had your chest open up 4 times.
Well, I've had my chest plate broken and my ribs. And I want everybody because now we about to get into the I feel it in my spirit.
I ain't trying. I'm emotional because I done had some motherfucking surgeries too. So when you say what you saying,
yeah,
it fucking with me right now because like my shoulder was hanging off the table. Is how bad I fucked my shoulder up. So when you say your chest plate, I don't even let nobody in basketball touch me in my chest.
Trust
me.
So
if you go through 4 surgeries, man.
So look, I've had 3 open heart. I was 3 weeks. My second one, I was 3 years old, okay? And then my third one, I was 11 going on 12. I was in the 6th grade. So
how long it set you back each time you had them surgeries?
Well, I don't remember my first 2 surgeries, but my third open heart, I remember very detailed, very vividly, because that moment in my life changed my life, okay? And for a lot of people who know me, I've always been a go-getter. I've always been very self-motivated, very driven. So my goal for today is to try to paint a picture to where you can try to put yourself in my shoes just for a moment. Because for me to be here, sitting here, is a miracle.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Okay? And to do the things that I've done at the level that I've done them, it has not been done. It has not been done. Okay?
You shouldn't even been playing.
So, funny story. My mom told me this. So, when I first started playing sports, you know, I had to get a physical, like most people, you get a physical and stuff. But in my case, you know, I'm big time heart patient. So, I didn't know this until recently. But my parents actually didn't want me to play sports. Not that they wanted to kill my dreams and none of that, you know, crap like that. And but I'm their baby. Okay? Now, I want everyone to picture, if you got kids right now, if you have nieces, if you have nephews, if you have siblings, you know, because one of the main reasons why I'm actually able to tell this story now, believe it or not, and come on here and talk in depth about it, is because of my niece and my nephews. Because I know my story will impact them. You know, because they love Uncle B, you know, and I work with them, but they don't know the work that I had to put in. Okay,
Man, hey, I think it's brave of your parents, man, because, like, for me, you tell me my son or my daughter done had 3 surgeries. Yeah, not that I'm scared that they ain't going to be successful, because the athleticism is what you're born with.
exactly.
We talking about a heart condition.
Exactly.
And I'd be a little bit worried about whether they going to go so damn hard that something will happen that they ain't even prepared to even deal with.
Sterling, I'm glad you said, so what Sterling just said was, did you say one of your children had surgery?
No, he said if.
Oh, if they had surgery.
No, if any of them, I got 3 babies right now. Like so, you know, you telling me I got to deal with one of my kids, my son, he played football, and he'll die for that football right now, and he healthy. So you tell me he got a heart condition, but I know how hard he gonna go. Man, I'm gonna be leery.
My man Sterling just said something about how his son will die behind that football. Listen to what I just said. There's a lot of people out here who will die behind what they do, who will sacrifice time, all of that, will die behind what they do.
You could have told me that senior year.
When I say GOE,
I almost quit.
God over everything, S155, I got it tatted on my leg. I'm very tatted. That's what that means. God over everything, over pain, over suffering, over struggle, over all of that. I'm only here because of that, period. So when you talk about die about it, the risk that I was taking every single moment, not just football, guys. I was an athlete. Let me make that clear. I am an athlete. I wasn't just a one sport guy. And I actually recommend kids nowadays to play multiple sports, because a lot of those sports, those skills, they transferable. Okay? So
You never told the story about after when you got the physical. You never told you what your parents thought.
yeah. So my parents didn't want me to play, okay? But my doctor, after clearing me, after doing the physical, he was like, well, I think he can play. I think you should let him go out and try. My mom was like, fuck. You know, they were like, damn, like, you know, we want him to play, but we want him to be safe, you know. And if anybody knows my dad, we're very competitive. That's just who we Green Boys are. Period.
Right.
That's who we are. It's in my DNA to be competitive. You know, I was born an athlete, but like Sterling said, we're not talking about your athletic, just raw athletic ability. We're talking about a heart condition that I was born with, that I wasn't even supposed to touch any court. I wasn't supposed to touch any court. Look, about 97% of people with my heart condition or something similar to it never touch the field, never play a sport. Damn near 100% of the people that has had my condition has not touched a sport.
What did your dad always trying to get you to do?
So my dad was an athlete, and he was one of the main reasons why we played. But my dad actually, he tried many times, guys, throughout my life to convince me, man, play golf or do tennis or just stick to track. I don't know why I was just so hell-bent on playing football and just being so physical and just
You a boy. Hey,
he was trying to get up
you
under.
You a boy. And
look,
boy is like danger.
Running with
Boy is like danger, man.
Look,
boy is like danger. Like
every
if
time,
you a boy, if you a boy, you gonna do some dangerous shit in your life.
He was trying to make you miss and get up out of there.
I was a speed guy, speed back. So I was never a big guy. So I had to. I had to make you miss, but the fact that I was still out there says everything. Being able to give a hit, and I can definitely take a hit.
What was your fastest 40?
Man.
For people who don't know. And your fastest track time. Anyone you want?
I'm not that fast, guys. I'm average.
I said, now you average. What's your fastest time you've ran? 40 and track. 100, 200, whatever you want.
I mean, in the grand scheme of okay, you got fast people.
I didn't ask you how fast. I said, what was your time? See, look, you trying to do that gray area shit. I want to know this black and white. What was your fastest time?
All right, so my first ever 40 I ever ran.
Was it your fastest?
No.
Okay, what was your fastest?
I'm going to blow y'all mind, okay? I'm going to blow a lot of y'all's mind because you just, so when I was in the 5th grade, okay, actually 5th going to 6th. No, I was in the 6th grade. I'm sorry. I was in the 6th grade. This is actually before I had my open heart surgery when I was in El Dorado, Arkansas, okay? My first ever, I ran a 4.62. I was 11 years old. Right-handed guy. You can ask any coach.
How much your ass weigh?
I'm like 160, but my whole.
How much did you weigh then?
Oh, back then I was
85.
No. I've been about. Well, when I was in the 5th going to 6th grade, before I had my open heart surgery, y'all, I was about 140. I was solid. Thank you. I was solid because I've been working hard and doing stuff, doing the extra above and beyond my whole life. And once
you've been trying to prove yourself.
When I was in the 5th grade, my brother's probably on here. He can tell you. My family can tell you. All my homies in North Carolina that witnessed the incredible talent that I had at an early age, despite already being cut open the way I did. Now, I don't know if my audience quite heard when I said I had an open heart surgery. I had my chest and my ribs sawed open and put back together. Okay?
They had to crack your motherfucking
They
chest
had to
plate.
crack me open. So my pain tolerance from birth has been very, very high. And now that I'm older and I'm able to reflect on a lot of the stuff that I've been through, a lot of the pain that I've been through, I'm like, shit.
Okay, let's reflect on your fastest 40.
My fastest 40. My unofficial fastest 40 is a 4.38. I ran a 4.38 unofficially.
Sophomore year?
Yep, sophomore year. Before I had any injuries to my lower limbs, and it gets very interesting, y'all. It gets very interesting. At my fastest ever, I was a 4.41, 4.42 guy, and I was a sophomore in high school then. At Bowling Green High School. The only person to really I can honestly claim that was faster than me that come through Bowling Green was high school in particular was Tarion Clark. When I was in high school, at least. Tarion Clark, he's the head coach at
Moss Middle School.
Moss Middle School right now. Football.
Yeah, that's V coach.
Shout out to Big Bro. He was really the only guy.
Everybody, right?
I mean, I
he fast for real. Hey,
no.
He's fast for real.
Yeah.
I ain't saying that, but I'm glad, hey, man, sometimes, man, when somebody better than you, you just go on up to it at that point. But
How many times y'all race?
Well, we ran track together.
No, I'm saying like
we never
head
actually
up.
we ran track, so we always kind of went head up. What you mean?
So y'all.
So when you raced him, did you run him like you was in a competition? A track meet
I beat
competition?
Tarion one time in the 100, but I don't think he was really running.
No, I heard it. hey, that's not. Look. See, you call fast. See, look, what down my way, what we call fast. You got motor, fast, and fast. See, motor. Look, motor is him.
So you can't come to a race with a Tesla engine and everybody else got gasoline?
All right, Musk. You better put that on autopilot.
Exactly.
Here's what I do know. Okay, I don't like to brag.
I'll brag for you.
I would like other people to tell the audience and stuff what type of player I was because.
Jay already done told me.
But
Jay already told me.
If you ask anybody in the Bowling Green area that knows Bowling Green football, knows anything about me, nobody will ever tell you like, nah, I was fast.
He got tracked down by a white boy.
I did.
Hey, but no, before we go further, he came in second with 200.
Yeah.
Behind
James
Quick from Louisville.
Yeah. So I'm fast, but I'm not like elite fast.
In Bowling Green, he's elite fast. Okay.
I'm slow compared when I ran in college. I was slow.
Look, that's tough.
I mean,
look.
My fastest 100 is a 10.8.
That's different.
They
was born. Look, they practiced doing that.
You one of the fastest, slowest dudes I know. Then you ran a 10.8.
Yeah, man.
10.8 boy slow as hell, man. I couldn't catch him.
Nah, man. Which was really unofficial. It was my fastest official was probably like a high 10, 9, 11 flat area. I was consistently like a 11, low 11, high 10, but my problem was I was injury prone, man. Yeah. I was injury prone, and honestly, a lot of that is why I'm here because I've done a lot of research. I'm a learner. I have to learn. My body is my school. Student for life. We are constantly evolving. Our bodies are constantly changing. And so a lot of the things that I've done, I want to learn why my heart does the things that it does. I want to learn why my immune system has been attacking my body. I want to learn all of these other things that I got going on so I can be proactive and be the best person that I can be, period. So, that was my fastest time.
I just want to let people know he was legit.
I was,
He won't admit it. I tell anybody else around here to run shit like it. Bet you they can't.
They can't. So, and look, to tell you the type of athlete I was, I had my first official dunk, and I was 5'8", my freshman year.
He's still 5'8".
I am still 5'8". so for all you guys,
hey, I was just gonna say that because look, when he gave me that, I'm looking
shut up.
Look, my first, I was looking like shit.
I swear. Bro came in
at 6 foot.
Hey,
but he's 5'8".
Hey, he told me he had his first official dunk at 5 something. And look, he give me that right when I came in the door. I'm looking like shit. He's still that height.
I ain't grown. Look, I pretty much hit my peak when I was pretty much in the 8th grade, 7th grade. But I hit a major growth spurt though after I had my last open heart surgery. The main reason why I think that was because I was getting oxygenated blood throughout my body. So I was able to grow. My muscles were happy. My body was able to flourish in those. So when I had my open heart surgery, my third one, when I was 11, going on 12, I was about 142 pounds, somewhere around there.
Is that the life event you was wanting to talk about?
The what?
The life event you said it happened at 11. It was traumatic.
Yeah, my open heart surgery.
That's the one you was talking?
Yeah.
I was making sure we got to that one. I was just making sure.
Yeah. You threw me off, man. What was I saying?
142 pounds.
Yeah, so I was 142 pounds, and I was 5'2". After my heart surgery, I think I came down to 111. About 111 pounds, somewhere around that area. I don't remember the exact numbers, but that's a ballpark. I lost about 30 pounds when I was that age, but I was strong, guys. Look, you guys may not believe it, but I don't have a reason to lie. When I was growing up, man, we were doing push-ups and sit-ups since we were toddlers.
Bro, no.
Okay.
He gonna be in the middle of a conversation with you. Hey, bro, I'm gonna get some push-ups in real quick.
When I was in the
still keep the conversation going.
5th grade, we were doing 75 straight. Guys, I don't think y'all hear me.
Didn't you say the average person can't do 10?
Average person can't do 10. I can do 10 now. When I was in the 5th grade, I was running track with high schoolers. Ask my brother Chris, he's my oldest brother.
What grade?
I was in the 5th grade.
I thought you said 10.
I was in the 5th grade, and my brother, he's 5 years. I graduated. He graduated my 7th grade year, so he's what was that? 5 years ahead of me.
5, 6.
So he's like 5 years or so ahead of me. But when I was in the 5th grade, I think that was one of the first times I started running track. That's when I knew I was really blessed with speed, because I was able to run. I remember, because we ran open 200s and all of that. I was right there with them. These guys are going into high school, already in high school. I'm still in elementary at 5'2". That's when I knew I was really athletically gifted. But I always knew I was fast. But that's when I really knew that I had some
I saw
some athletic ability or whatever. So
Hey, say what's up over there, Sterling.
So yeah, Sterling over there shoving mouth with something.
Looks like pineapples.
I got pineapple.
So I don't really like to brag too
I'll
much.
brag for you. Again, what'd you say when you had your first month? You was 5'8".
So let's just give you all another example.
2 years ago
that I was an athlete. So my freshman year, okay, and my brother Thomas, he's in the chat right now, and then my other best friend Jared Ingram, they were all there.
Yeah, they both at the same time.
Look, it was an off-season workout. All right, this is the spring at Parks and Rec. All right, it was my freshman year, that off-season. But I've attempted dunking pretty much since 7th grade. I've been getting up for a while. I just never could get it in. But we was doing workouts. We always worked out at Parks and Rec during the off season until winter workouts or whatever started. Me and my brother made a bet. Thomas, he was a junior at the time, and then I was a freshman. He threw me an alley-oop. This is after working out too, guys. And I was, like I said, I was a freshman. You know when you have your first anything. You remember that. And my best friend Jared, he tries to argue with me to this day, it wasn't freshman year. No, it was freshman year. Because sophomore year, I messed up my knee, lost my jumping ability in the offseason. Right? My meniscus and my MCL. And my senior year, I was messed up because of my damn ankle. So I know it was my freshman year because that was the healthiest I've ever been. My brother threw me an alley-oop. We made a bet. He was like, you got 3 attempts. First attempt. Yeah. Put that mug in. That was my first official dunk. I was a freshman at Bowling Green High School, 5'8", about 160. So I was a decent athlete. Now I'm not gonna sit here and say I was windmilling and all of that crap.
He was not no decent athlete.
I was a little above average. Probably. Yeah. Well, in the terms of my heart condition,
in general, you weren't no average athlete. Man,
okay, I wasn't average, but
you could be modest. Man, nah, bro, he was him.
Well, don't let my confidence offend you. Put it like that, then. Put it like that, because when you
better stop that shit. You better embrace the hate.
My boy Sterling said, I better embrace the hate. And you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
Because one of the reasons why I've waited so long to talk about some of the things I'm going to talk about, and we've talked about, especially the vulnerable side. You know, as a man being vulnerable, you know, that's tough. You know, you get to talking about some of your quote unquote weaknesses or some of the things that you challenge you. You know, it can be scary, you know, and as a young man growing up, you got to be tough, you got to be strong, you got to be this, you got to be that. So, you know, a lot of times, you know, I just went with the flow. You know, if you see me, you see me. If you know me, you know me. But as I've gotten older, and you know, there were a couple of times where I almost died in the last couple years. Those moments, if anybody listening to this has ever been in a situation where you thought your last moments, you know, you were in a situation where, damn, this is my last moment on here. It changes you. It changes you. And that was early on. That was later on in my life. Those heart surgeries, those are very risky surgeries. One wrong thing, I may not be here. So a lot of times when I talk about death or I talk about life, I have no fear. God over everything. My whole life, I was taking an extreme risk. One hit to the chest, guys. One, you know, two. If my sternum would have cracked, I would have bled out on the field. So when we talk about my athletic ability, the one thing that a lot of people don't see is the work that I put in, the pain that I suffered. I had to learn how to re-walk. I had to learn how to walk again, guys.
What age was this?
When I was 11, okay? When I was in the 6th grade, this is how phenomenal that my life has been. And I give nothing but glory to God. Because when I was in the 6th grade, now, everyone listening to this, I want you to put yourself back in your shoes. What were you doing when you were 11, 12 years old? What were you doing in that phase?
Oh, I want to talk about
ripping and running, acting a fool. Guess what? I couldn't run from here or to 20 yards without being dead tired. I couldn't play a pickup game without, you know, falling out on the ground. See, and that's when my parents knew, yeah, it's time to probably get that valve replaced. Okay, but I was dumb athletic, dumb strong.
Yeah, I'm finna go get some life insurance. we done chose to let you play Daredevil. If we done chose to let you play Daredevil, and I'm your daddy, I'm finna go give me some life insurance. He finna do what he want to do. That's what I would have figured out.
Turn me off.
I don't know where you was at. You was talking about.
You was at the surgery.
I was at the surgery.
Yeah.
My slow butt. I told you I'm ditzy, man. Sometimes, bro. Hey, I swear.
Because I know what I was waiting on you to figure. I know where I wanted you to go. Because I wanted to talk about chronicling your injuries, like and throughout high school, and then.
Okay. That's cool.
To let people know, like, the seriousness of what you dealt with after your heart surgeries, not just.
Okay. Well, I want to try to give a little more detail about
That's where you was at.
how my heart works. So, oh yeah, that's what it was. I want to paint a picture. So put yourself in their shoes when you were that age of having an open heart surgery. Now, granted, I don't know if they can see me or not, but when I had my open heart surgery, guys, my third one, okay, remember that. I didn't have a right chest. My right side was gone. All I had was a nipple, pretty much. I had a big dent in my chest. So when you talk about just body image, you talk stomach, I had 5 abs. I had 4.5 abs because I had a big hole, a big chunk of my body taken out, from whatever. So,
hey man, hold on. What the fuck did they do with that shit? Like you said, you had a dent in you. I mean, they took the bones out, right?
I don't really know.
I'm trying to get a visual. I'm trying to get a visual of what you saying, like at this point, because you said you ain't got a right side. I knew a nigga I played with that didn't have a pectoral muscle, but
it wasn't that. It was. I honestly don't. I can't really explain it, man. But I just know after I had my surgery, that last one, I got my scars, okay, and then I had these 3 tubes, these 3 long tubes that was sticking out my body, and it was draining all the extra fluid and blood. My pain has purpose. Thank you, Madre, for telling me that. Because when you are that age and you see that much blood, you can't stand on your own. The most pain that I've ever been in up until recently was my open heart surgery. Okay? Any injury, anything I've ever had, I always compared it to my recovery from that.
That was your problem.
But listen to this. 6th grade, I had surgery. I was a starter on my 7th grade basketball team. I couldn't play football, the one I wanted to do. But just within a year, a little over a year from an open heart surgery, so if I get a little frustrated, when I'm not frustrated, what's the word I'm looking for? When I'm talking to some of my mentees and I'm out here mentoring and stuff, and I'm passionate, just know it's coming from a good place. When
you show emotion, because most black men can't show emotion.
It's coming from a very authentic place. And what was the other thing you said? You want me to go into my injuries and stuff?
Yeah, like after you had at 11, and now let's talk about really what you had to go through after you had your heart surgery. Just people don't understand. You walk fine, but you went through a lot of stuff, and you just don't let people see it.
Well, that's true. My mom wanted me to say this today. Remind me of that. My mom believes over the years, and it's probably true. It is true. Over the years, I've got really well at hiding my pain.
Yeah.
And I'm not. That's not unique to me. There's a lot of people out here hurting and struggling and suffering in whatever fashion or form that may be. But in my case, I can honestly say there were a few times in my life where I probably shouldn't have been on the field. I probably shouldn't have been playing. Mm-hmm. But what I want my audience to understand is the amount of pain subconsciously and consciously that I've experienced since birth. My body remembers that, dog. My body remembers that. So when I'm doing stuff, or whenever you're executing whatever you're doing, my mind always goes back to those type of things. That pain that I had, that pain has propelled me even further, more than I like to admit it. Okay, so here's what's funny about me being an athlete with my heart condition. Okay, I'm gonna take this, which is gonna lead into the plethora of injuries I've had over the years, and quite frankly, I think a lot of it stems from my heart and my blood circulation. I do, and like I said, I'm not a doctor, but I've done a lot of research, and I got some note stuff with me today too, so I can, try to check myself on that. But heart surgery wise, injury wise, guys, let's see.
Sophomore year?
No, my first few injuries was probably when I broke my thumb. I fractured it in 3 different places. I've pretty much fractured all of my fingers. I broke my thumb, and I've had a fracture all of my fingers. But I did a lot of that before I even got in high school. Okay, when I was in the 8th grade, I wore a cast on my thumb, because of that. So talking about painful. Man, sometimes people don't realize when you hurt a limb or something, or your pinky or something, or you lose something, you don't realize, like, damn, I didn't realize how much I used that mug. You feel me? But that was nothing, and I've endured a lot of injuries. Let's just talk about a few of them, I guess. My major injuries that I've had that has shaped my life was when I would say my junior year definitely was a year that impacted my career for sure. I tore my how you pronounce it, peronealis tendon. I can't remember how to pronounce it right now, but essentially it's a tendon in the back of your ankle. Okay. Initially, I thought I had a high ankle sprain. We all did, and that's how we pretty much treated it. But it was way worse than that. Okay, but what's so crazy about it, I'm able to endure pain so much. This is a testimony, man. Senior year, bro. Junior year going into senior year.
So wait. So I want people to understand. So
okay,
you injured it, Grayson County.
No, I initially injured my ankle against Grayson County.
That's what I said.
I thought you said Christian County.
I said Grayson County.
Oh, my bad,
you thinking about that loss y'all took?
we definitely took a loss, but
so
no.
You injured Grayson County. That's a week before fall break.
Yeah.
Rest up a week, so you probably had 2 weeks. You come back and play the Warren Central game. They lost, and then it gets hurt again.
Nope. So
I thought it got hurt again.
No, I initially hurted Grayson County before fall break. Perfect time to hurt your foot because you had some break in between. And then when we came back, we played Warren Central, our rival. I shouldn't have played. Period. But it's funny because I was laughing with Jared and Montel the other day watching that film actually, and I was limping the whole time.
I thought dude tackled you and somebody twisted your ankle.
I was already injured though.
That's what I said.
And it just made it worse. I just prolonged some of my injuries because I know I have such a high pain tolerance. It can be a blessing and a curse. And I've realized that as I've gotten older because I've pushed myself so hard in so many ways to where I literally was on the brink of death, just a couple years ago. And, but a lot of our early injuries, pain, actually allowed me to get through what I'm still going through now.
Okay, so did you play any more games after Warren Central? Junior year.
I don't remember. I don't remember who we played after that and stuff. I don't think so. I came back for that playoff game with Christian County.
Yeah, so you don't play anymore to probably the last playoff game.
But let me tell them the injury, how long. So guys, give you an example. So the next time Montel, Jared, some other guys, we get to talking and laughing, and Montel made a comment about a cut that I made, how I should have cut up quicker, and I'm like, bruh.
Was that the Central game?
Yeah, I'm like, you think I didn't know that? Like, come on, bro, I'm a speed guy. I couldn't make that cut. I essentially played half my junior year, or the end of my junior year, and all of my senior year on one foot, on one leg.
He had more touchdowns than me.
And I still had 12 touchdowns.
You had at least 9 runs of rushing.
Like, you feel me? Like, this was an injury that required a 6 to 10 month recovery.
Hold on, man. Hey, can y'all go over there and check out my homie Sterling? I don't know what's going on with him. Hell, he need an oxygen tank.
6 to 10 months.
Nah, my grass got cut today.
Oh, okay.
He came back in like 3.
Gotcha.
It was a 6 to 10 month physical therapy process. Now, it was really about 6 to 8 to get back to normalcy. But about 10 or more as far as competing. I came back just so I can play my senior year because it meant more to me than anything else in the world. You talk about a dream, right? What is this called again? A dream?
A ball in a dream.
A ball in a dream. I wanted to be on that field with y'all more than anything.
So let's go back.
So I sacrificed, not because I know me, I got better, kinda, as the season went. But to this day, I don't have good mobility in my foot.
Okay, so we got the playoff game. Hold
on. I had the surgery in May.
Yeah, I'm working up to the surgery.
Okay.
So we got the playoff game. We got. So y'all lose in the playoffs. We lose in the championship game. Me and him sit down and talk in Settles class, and this is when we come up with the pact of playing football, and I'm playing football, he's playing basketball. So this is like a week? No, it's like a couple days after the regional tournament. So I tell Settle, who ends up being my position coach, that I'm playing football. And then, so I show up first day to spring practice, and everybody's in shock. Because I know a few guys on the basketball team play football in the Little League. They was like, kept on asking me to play. Walsh is like, so you need to play receiver or tight end. And he's playing quarterback at the time. I think we got him playing quarterback.
Thank you. Y'all heard that, right? I was playing Wildcat.
He was cooking them.
Athlete.
He was cooking them. And then, so let's talk about that talk you had with our defensive coordinator at the time, Coach Griff.
Okay. So I think this is important because, when we talk about sports, guys, and we talk about, your body and being healthy, a lot of times we put ourselves through stuff. That's a part of it. And I want to a little talk about what Coach Griff said to me my junior year, and then my dad. Me and Jalen were talking about it a little earlier. So all of you guys that are in high school right now, you are playing ball. I think this is important for you, okay? You know your body better than anybody else, okay? I would say probably one of my biggest regrets in high school was probably having that ankle surgery, believe it or not. Like Jalen said, once I initially injured it, we didn't know it was something outside of a high ankle sprain. We didn't know that I had a tendon tear that controls the balance of your leg. Like I said, I was playing on one leg pretty much all season. But once I injured it, I pretty much therapied myself back the best I could, but I still felt pain in the back of my ankle. I went through spring ball, balled out. And we have one of the best defenses in the state. And I had a really good spring, which is actually my only spring because I ran track. But my senior year, I decided to not. I ran maybe one meet my senior year, maybe a couple meets. And the only reason why I stopped running was because I already knew I had football opportunity. But then my ankle, when I ran the curves, I still felt pain. And I'm like, bro, like, it can't be still something going on. But Coach Griff, shout out to Coach Griff, man. You're one of my favorite coaches, always has been. You were one of my dad's favorite coaches as well. He was a defensive coordinator when I was at Bowling Green High School.
Should have been a head coach.
And I think he ran special teams, I think. Did he? I think
he might have been.
He was special teams coordinator. Coach Griff, man, him and my dad were the main two guys that really advocated for me to not have that surgery. They thought that surgery I would not be the same person. And looking back, they were right. I never was the same player. My jumping ability, my quickness, my ability to make people miss Montel. I just couldn't do it. And I'm a speed guy, you know. And me and Jalen laugh a lot because, you know, I'm literally out there playing, you know, my senior year, right?
I'll never forget this play.
You know, but I had that surgery in May going into my senior year.
How long was you on crutches?
I was in a cast and a boot for at least 6-7 weeks, if not more. I'm pretty sure longer than that.
I used to carry his backpack to class for like most of the time as long as we was in school.
Yeah. See, and I'm telling y'all, man, the only reason why.
Before. Tell him why his backpack was heavier than mine.
What do you mean?
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't take books to class.
No, you didn't. Hey, see, Jalen never took books to class because he just smart, bro. Like he just naturally smart. I had to work hard, dog.
I couldn't just go to class like two classes.
I had to put in work.
The first time I got his backpack, I said, "Why is your backpack so heavy?"
Hey, bro.
You had the little thin binder folders.
Hey.
I went to my locker like twice a day.
That's not me, man. You know.
Hey, bro, no, I'm over like, damn, I'm about to be strong. With this backpack on. Hey.
Not at all.
But no, I'll never forget that. It was St. X. I'll never forget that game.
So I'll tell it. So to give you an example of, so y'all understand how my ankle injury impacted my game. Not only just my game. I'm gonna stay on this topic because I can go off. But it impacted my game in many areas. Okay, but going off of what you just said, St. X. So St. X, guys. If anybody knows, St. X is a private Catholic school, one of the better schools in Kentucky.
We're public,
and we are a public 5A schools. 5A school.
Don't you say
right? You've been gone too long, man. But hold on.
What?
Stop it.
You've been gone too long.
What you mean?
We public.
Man,
We public.
Man,
we
private / public.
Public.
So St. X,
which means they can legally recruit.
Yeah, they can legally recruit. They're one of the better schools. Let's be honest.
St. X.
Oh, I thought you were talking about.
So there was one play.
Hey, yeah, you see that?
Yep.
You see Sterling being you right? I thought they was talking about something else, man.
There was Sterling.
Professor X.
Professor X.
There was one play in particular
Magneto.
that me and Jalen laugh about all the time.
Bro, I'll never forget it.
Because this shows you, like, hey, I'm trying. I'm gonna get it.
Did we make eye contact?
Nah, because you were blocking. We couldn't.
But no, I saw you though.
But, all right, so I'm a speed back. So a lot of the times, you know, they give me the ball.
Was it an outside off tackle?
I think it wasn't a sweep.
It was probably off tackle then.
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember our plays. It wasn't a counter.
Say it was 26.
But anyways, look, a wide open hole, okay? if you're a skill guy, running back, receiving, anybody, if you've ever played football, and you following your blocks, and Jalen is one of the best blockers I've ever seen, hands down. Okay.
I'm sorry,
He's mine. He's been, But
you ain't
seriously,
saying that shit because y'all best friends, man.
No.
Hold on, man. I ain't never heard this part of this game. He ain't never mentioned no blocking, man.
Because I hated it. I hated it.
Jalen was an all-around football. As a tight end, he was an all-around tight end.
I did play running
period.
back too.
But he was doing his job, guys. Guys, we could have beat San X more than what we did. But so I'm running to the outside to my right side.
I'm blocking. I done got dude. So I basically pinned the linebacker, and so
pushed them out pretty much.
So my outside head's on his outside shoulder, so he can't go anywhere. I out of my peripheral, I see him come around the corner. I'm like, if he hits this corner and bounces out, because I used to play running back, just so y'all know. I used to play running back, so he hits that corner. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just blocking away. I'm like, bro, hit the hole. In my head, I'm thinking, hit the hole, bro. Hit the.
Look, I could not make crisp cuts. I couldn't cut on a dime. So a lot of my cuts, I rounded them out. And the one thing you work on as a speed guy is cut on a dime. Cut without thinking about it. The angles. And a lot of that I had to develop through work, through extra practice, through all of that.
I'm still thinking he got from sophomore, junior where I'm looking at clips where he take a kickoff. He hits one hole, hits the sideline against Owensboro, and just dusts there.
That's what I'm supposed to do. I was supposed to hit the hole, bounce back out, touchdown, man. I seen that hole. I kid y'all not, bro. I'm running through that mud, and I'm still fast. There's a lot of freshmen and stuff. They were like, man, you're so good. Man, you have no idea how good I could have been. But I'm literally running, and I'm like,
but that's what I'm looking. I'm like, bro.
I'm trying to look. I see the hole, but I'm doing the best I can to try to make that motherfucker good. Man, I might have ran into him.
No, you didn't touch me because you got a first down.
I got the first down, but I could have scored.
You should have scored.
If I was healthy, I would have easily scored multiple times. I would have. Anyway.
I was like, bro, hit the hole.
But
bro.
That's a prime example of just I was literally running on one leg. Most of the times I got the ball my senior year, I ran to the opposite side because I had a little more. I could cut a little better off of my left foot.
Yeah, your left.
So a lot of times they wouldn't give me the ball going right. I would just go left.
And I'm gonna be honest, offensive line wasn't that good.
And
no, not left.
Well, junior year they weren't really good.
No, senior they went off. Look, there's a reason why.
Right side.
There's a reason why they would attach me to the line a lot of times.
Yeah. So
wasn't a lot of times I'm out here wide where I could be. No, I'm right here. I'm like, bro, I got to be right here.
You got blocked.
They wouldn't let you play Gronk. They wouldn't let you Gronk out on them.
No, I'm like, bro, I'm trying to block him with these. We coming to the game Monday, so we're gonna do a lot of counters. And I'm like, oh my god, I already know what today is.
Jalen, you know you gotta stay by the tackles, man.
Yeah,
Facts.
You gotta stay by the tackles.
And then Coach Sebo, he was coaching O-line at the time. I'm like, I ain't trying to be with Sebo after practice.
Sebo a beast though, bro.
I wasn't trying to be with Sebo after practice. I'm trying to be over with Siddons.
For all you purples out there, and y'all got Coach Sebo, I feel for you.
I'm trying to be over with Siddons over with the skill guys. I'm like, I ain't trying to be over here with the.
Hey, Siddons was cool, man.
That's why I was trying to be over because Sebo took no prisoners.
No prisoners. But when you in the trenches, you got to be a dog.
Yeah, he made J-Rod run a couple times.
You got to be a dog.
He got me one time. I false started. I was like, bro. I took my time getting back though.
Hey, Brandon, but that's all we know is the motherfucking trenches. We had motherfuckers in training didn't want to come fuck with us because it's the tear down at the fountain. Oh no, don't go down there if you want work. Don't do it. And you got to play them. And you got to play them at the end, and they ain't no rules once they play. And you challenge, and you say you challenge. Oh man, I ain't got to play you a certain way no more. Okay, been get to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, tear it down.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
That's the only way you achieve anything of greatness, because you can't be no motherfucking mama's boy and be up on the motherfucking feminine ass shit and try to call yourself a champion.
Look, speaking of
You can't do that shit.
Speaking of calling yourself a champion, it just kind of reminded me, we just gonna flow, okay? I like to flow with the instruction. So, one of the things I wanted to talk about was the culture of football and the culture of you really just playing sports and the mental toughness and the psychology behind sports. And
you shouldn't have been playing, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I think I even told you, bro, that you shouldn't even been playing. Like, you was like, bro, I'm thinking about coming out. I was like, bro,
what you talking about?
Senior year. Like, because you told me you was thinking about coming back. I was like, bro, don't even come back.
What I was going to say was this, okay? I can recall many times, well, I can't say many times, but...
He's done it many times.
No, you know what I'm about to say. I can recall a few times where I've had coaches say, quit being soft. You just a pussy. You just weak. You just need to be more mentally tough. Before you start saying those things, know your players. Get to know them. Okay? Now those words didn't break me. They ain't hurt my feelings, but I didn't forget them. Because I'm literally out here giving it everything I got. Just from a heart condition alone, me being on this field is a miracle, which is why I got Miracle Baby tatted on my back. And so I'm like, bro, I'm out here suffering, dog. I'm literally out here on one leg. Quit being soft. It's just little stuff like that throughout high school, throughout sports. And don't get me wrong. There's a difference between being hurt and being injured, okay? And there's a thought process that goes into that. When you...
Hey, what we do, Hearn, when one of our kids is injured? Sit your ass down.
Hey, what they say?
Nah. We know hurt. We know hurt.
Yeah.
That motherfuckers gonna be injured and still won't play. I'm gonna test you. I'm gonna honor the man code. This motherfucker wanna be a little man. He won't see if he can play through some shit. But at the same time, if I see you ain't gonna be able to beat 85%, can't beat that 100% in front of you, I might come over and sit down, man. You gotta go get healthy.
Yep.
And we ain't even gonna talk about it no more. You ain't even gonna get to touch flow no motherfucking more till you show us you can bust our ass again if you was on that level. So yeah, and coaches don't take time to build a relationship to even understand a motherfucker's flight like that, because that's what I would have understood. This motherfucker want to be a man. He hurt. I don't see how much you can push.
Right.
They don't check for that like that. Because some of them ain't built like that.
Yeah. Now, it's a difference between pushing and challenging players, and obviously wanting to, because obviously there are some players who are going to make excuses, who try to find the easy way out. I am not and have never been one of them guys. Period. My work ethic. There's not one coach ever in my life that can sit here and tell you I never worked hard. I never was one of the top guys at every level I've always played in.
Who was the first person who was lifting on Saturdays?
Me.
What coaches always tell you? Well, why were you lifting when you was lifting on Saturdays when nobody else was?
You said why?
What was they telling you? Like when before it was like mandatory to lift on Saturdays. What were they telling you? Or like what was the comments made? Like, why you shouldn't be lifting on? Did you say something?
It was something like that. I don't remember the exact words,
but yeah, he was the one that before it was mandatory to lift on Saturdays at the Friday's games. He was lifting by himself and wasn't nobody lifting.
That's just who I was.
I wasn't lifting on Saturdays. I wasn't lifting on Saturdays,
man.
Look, I think I forgot to mention.
I do it Monday.
I forgot to mention, but so I played football. I played flag football 1 year, which is my first year after my doctor had cleared me to play, and my parents was like, "Damn it," and I excelled. My second year, I'm pretty sure I played with the Black Panthers. I think it was my first year of contact football. We won the Mighty Bowl championship. I think I was in the third grade. my 4th grade year, I played with Fuquay Varina Bengals in North Carolina. All this was in North Carolina. But what's crazy is I couldn't really breathe that well. I was out there knocking heads though. I mean, I would score 3 or 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns a game, and they'd just take me out. I was really gifted as a child, despite already going through all the surgeries I had. So when what was I, just 5th grade, 6th grade?
You said 4th grade with the Bengals. That's the last thing I remember.
4th grade with the what?
Bengals, right?
4th grade with the Bengals. So when you talk about mental toughness, okay, when we talk about showing up and putting in extra work, we talk about what it takes to be an athlete. It takes a lot, guys, to not just be on the team. I wasn't an on the team guy. I played, okay, and it honestly sometimes brings me to tears to think about, being honest. Because when I see students, when I see athletes just making excuses, not wanting to work hard, I call my nephews and my niece my kids. I don't have any kids myself, but I call them my kids. And, since they've been able to, stand and stuff, we've been having them do some push-ups, some sit-ups, do some lunges, some squats, body weight exercise. They ain't out here bench pressing, nothing like that. I've been doing that my whole life. And so I had to. When you have your chest the way I did, who do you think was putting in all that extra work? Okay, put it like this. Anybody that I played ball against, I want y'all to hear this. Anybody that I played ball against.
You talking football, basketball? Anything,
but particularly football. If I competed with you in anything, we were never on the same level.
I know I was better than you.
No. Of course. Skill-wise, yeah. But I'm talking about just...
Skill-wise?
I'm talking about just body physiology.
Okay, you can have it. You still weren't better than me.
We were never on the same level. I can't name one person that I know that could have done the things that I've done in the fashion that I did it and the time frame that I did it. Because what you all don't see, but what my parents know and what my brothers know, and I'm gonna just go ahead and tell this quick story. So
hopefully it's quick.
It's gonna be quick. It is, I promise. Because it goes into the psychology. I know. It goes into the psychology of sports and just the pain and what pain does and dealing with injuries and fighting through. You threw me off when you said that.
Story.
Duh, it's a story.
I was telling you still story.
When I was 11 years old, guys, and this is something that has motivated me because it was a very explicit, images, okay? When I had my open heart surgery, and when I came home from the hospital, okay, well, the very same day I had my heart surgery, I had to get up and walk, okay? I can't explain to y'all how excruciating that is. Like, I want to do my best for people to try to hear what I'm saying, but I couldn't stand pretty much by myself. Talking about risk, when I was in the shower at 11 years old, looking at my body, a hole right here, a hole in my stomach, 3 other holes where I had long 10-foot plus tubes injected in me. And I had stitches holding my shit together. And then I had, what was them things? I had glue and like dissolvable stitches. Eventually they just kind of went away. But that shit's scary, bro. When you step in that shower and you're not as strong, one slip, one fall, my shit's done. Seeing me in the shower at that age watching the blood drip down from my midsection was the most frightening thing, one of the most frightening things that I've ever experienced. And you talk about the risk of football and just the grind. Everything I've did and anything I do to this day, I'm able to take my mind, my mental, and put myself in that situation. Because
Hey, how'd you get over the anxieties of that shit?
I haven't. Okay. Honestly, I didn't really experience anxiety when it comes to that really until I got a little older, which I'll get into, which is PTSD. In a lot of cases with medical patients, they'll have something called white coat syndrome. I've been in hospitals and been shot up and shit my whole life, y'all. You feel me? So, and that also is a reason why I got into neurology and trying to understand, the chemistry and stuff of the brain, the different states of consciousness, because I know damn well the amount of pain that I've undergone and the
Come here.
things that I've pushed myself through. Sometimes I just don't know how I've done it. It's like straight up, because when I had my heart surgery and they pulled out them tubes, okay, my parents actually recorded it. They allowed my parents to come in there and record. And I was asleep, but my body was doing this. I'm feeling it, even though I'm supposed to be asleep. Something in my brain felt that. So, to this day, I'm still able to tap in to a certain conscious or certain energy where sometimes I'm pain free, man. It's not consistent, but anytime I'm struggling with something, the next time you on the bench, you doing push-ups, you running stadiums, that's why I could go so hard until I just damn near drop. Because I'm able to put myself in that painful moments of not being able to stand, not being able to walk, not being able to wash myself, not being able to open up a door, not being able to, you know what I'm saying? Like, not being able to use your upper body limbs. For everybody that I competed against during those years, if I was bigger, faster, and stronger than you, it's only because I outworked you.
Still wasn't better than me.
Nobody's seen me getting up at 5 a.m. in the mornings before school, working out. Nobody told me to do those things. I've always been I've always been like that. The therapy I had to do just to build up my chest and to be able to receive a hit, it's like, shit, I can't believe I did it. I don't know how I did it. To be honest with you. So when we talk about pain, I know you can tell me stop whenever, bro.
No.
So when we talk about pain, when we talk about athletes, I want any coach right now, parent, whoever, be careful on how you're coaching your child. Be careful with your wordplay. Build these players up. If you're gonna break them down, build them up. It's a part of that's a part of it. But be careful with your words because they matter. If you're gonna be in these positions as a coach, do your job and do it well. People have things that go on outside of that shit. Straight up. Or you gonna leave me on to something?
No.
Cause I just go, boy. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be going.
Nah. I understand the whole flight. You had a whole lot of catching up to do, man. You gotta think, man. You was bedridden, all kind of other shit going on. That's like when I went to school. That's like when I tore my shoulder. I'm out 8 months, but I still gotta go to class, and I'm left-handed and can't write a motherfucking thing for 8 months because I can't even move my fucking shoulder. But guess what I was doing once that motherfucking doctor took me on rehab? I was sneaking in doing extra shit trying to catch up. Cause I knew how good I was, But I'm a lame duck right now, so I know when I even come back, niggas gonna test that shoulder. They gonna do all kind of motherfucking shit to me to make sure I don't get no tick. So when I came back at Belmont, nigga, I'm 6 man off the bench.
Yeah.
Like fuck that shit, nigga.
Yeah, for real though.
So I was like you said, sneaking in them motherfucking workouts. What you doing, Roomy? I'm nothing. I ain't doing nothing. That motherfucker leave out, get about 400 push-ups in, and motherfucker come back like I ain't doing nothing.
Look, by the time I was in the 8th grade, and shout out to the El Dorado Wildcats, shout out to Coach Reed. Anything I say, fact check me. Real talk. Shout out to Coach Reed and El Dorado. By my 8th grade year, I was in varsity film with the high school guys. Okay? I played 8. See, but here's what people don't realize. My 8th grade year of football was kind of like a pilot year. Let's see how he does, because I haven't played since I was in the 4th grade. I took all that time off because I couldn't play football after my heart surgery. So
Right.
when we talk about development, we talk about practice, and that's what me and Montel was talking about, laughing about. And this is very important. Experience is everything. We were talking about this earlier. I think you said you took 3 years off of playing football.
I kind of played my 8th grade year. I really didn't want to play for him. I just did it. And then I didn't touch a football for real until spring practice of junior year.
Yep. So from 4th grade on to 8th grade, I didn't play football. Okay. I wanted to. And so we talk about like my speed, right? I was always naturally fast. But what didn't come natural to me was my vision. I could just run straight, just naturally. But through experience, through practice, those things started to get better later on. And so, we laugh and we joke with my inner close friends, but they don't truly understand how crucial those developmental years were, especially physically. See, my 8th grade year, I already just hit a major growth spurt within the last year and a half before that or so. When you're young, you're growing into your body. We all, Jalen, he was one of them, big clumsy mug, but he grew into his body as he got older.
First of all, I was coming to the court on the field.
Yeah, big clumsy boy. But he was an athlete though. It was weird.
On the court, you can say that because I didn't start playing basketball until I was 6th grade. But if we're gonna talk about the field, you don't. No. J-Rod don't.
Jalen was a dog on the field. Jalen was a dog on the field.
J-Rod got me though. He got me my 5th grade year. Want get these other motherfuckers ball. 6th grade year, they didn't want to see me.
So my 8th grade year was like my first year back, bro. I couldn't really breathe worth shit for real. But I'm always working out. But my heart, like Sterling said, it seems like I've been playing catch up in some way or fashion my whole life. Yeah. And a lot of times, that's one reason why my brain is always going so fast, because a lot of it's mental as well, and those things we don't really talk about as much. But, my vision and stuff, my cutting ability didn't come natural. I started to develop cutting on a dime without thinking about it through practice, through JV games, through freshman games. When I came to Bowling Green, and Bowling Green is one of the best schools, my opinion, in the nation. Okay, real talk. If y'all don't agree with Nation, easily the state. One of the best schools in the state. But
no doubt.
The fact that I was able to come in as a freshman, okay. Now, I was a 4-year letterman. And now, I don't like to say I was a 4-year starter, but technically I did start at least one game every year in high school. And with my medical history and the things that I did to get to there, as in my 8th grade was like a pilot year.
Yeah.
I was thrown into, the fire essentially as a freshman. Y'all didn't know me. Y'all didn't know everything that I already had did. When I came to BG as an 8th grader, I was the fastest and I was the strongest. I was benching 205 in the 8th grade. Not long before that, I just had an open heart surgery, guys. I couldn't use my arms, guys. I didn't. Hey, coach.
You got that boy some insurance.
Look.
Tell you the man got him ASAP.
What's up, Coach Hayes?
If eighth grade is his test pilot, and we throw him to the wolves, all right, man, gotta be prepared, man, cause like I don't think he wants it no other way.
Yeah.
To me, this says a lot about myself and then some of my peers. And this is what I was saying. If by the 8th grade or even freshman year, because I started freshman and JV. Freshman JV, we went undefeated. All of the guys I played with, they played junior high ball. They went undefeated. They had that experience of being able. The best player is a available player, right? So, for me to come in to a highly respected program and play the way as a freshman, I started as freshman and running back. JV, I started at running back. And then one game my freshman year, me and my boy Montel had a chance to start because all the senior running backs and everybody else was injured. All the running backs, literally, Tevin Barksdale, LaVance Anderson, Tevin Anderson. Those were the guys that were older than me. Sunshine, he was the only one that was available to play actually. So me and Montel, I can't remember who we were playing. I
think you said Grayson County or something.
Nah,
like that.
It wasn't.
It was some Rudy Poo team.
It wasn't Grayson. No, they were in 6A school.
Y'all beat the brakes off, dude.
No, we didn't. We didn't. It might have been Henderson. They're a nice size school.
Henderson.
It might have been them. But I started at least one game, multiple games, obviously throughout the year. So for me, I don't need no validation. I'm not doing this for no sympathy or for no confirmation. I've exceeded expectations in all levels. Me even going to college, 97% of people with my heart condition, by the time they are into adulthood, are on disability. By the time people reach 17, 18, 16 to 18, they are declared disabled.
You ain't playing the system.
But let's talk
That's
about
how it is.
some of
you try to stand on principle and be a man. And that's to be respected.
We'll catch you next week.
Yep.
Herm, you pulling the Rick Ross?
Yeah.
Herm, you pulling the Rick Ross?
He pulling the Rick Ross on us, y'all.
Yeah. Don't do us like that, man.
Hey, my man said he had to go to work, so it is what it is. Man, don't work, man.
I know what that is.
Hey.
A ball in a dream, got a little life. A ball in a dream, gotta sacrifice. A ball in a dream, gotta pay your dues. A ball in a dream, you can win or lose. A ball in a dream, got a little life. A ball in a dream, gotta sacrifice. A ball in a dream.